Yan po ang ating mga numero mula sa ating first set. Dikit naman yung attack points dito, but everything else fell on the side of the Philippine Army.
That's right. So talagang hands down, yung Philippine Army played a better set in that first set. 11 attack points as you've said. Pero ito, ang malaki dito yung service na hindi
salak lahat yan.
Tsaka hindi ba nakalagay dyan yung mga pinahirapan hindi nasalak na first ball for Ateneo. At block points, of course, nothing for Ateneo. Also, with 4 naman for the Philippine Army. Even yung errors na limit ng Philippine Army into 3 lang. Ateneo, actually, kung isipin mo, okay na yung 6 errors. Yan. But ang problema doon, pati ang Army na limit to 3.
Well, pumasok na po para sa kupunan ng Philippine Army. 3 bagong manlalaro. And Jen Reyes, the libero. Andyan na rin si Nerissa Bautista, former MVP, and Ruby De Leon. So,
panibago.
Tama sinabi mo, starter pa rin. Eh.
Diba?
Oo. So, Ruby De Leon will do the setting duties now for the Philippine Army. At sabi ng ating referee, okay mga captains, kwentuhan muna tayo. Ano kaya pinag-uusapan nila? Saan ba pinakamalapit na pwedeng bilan ng inasal na manok dito? Yun ang pinag-uusapan nila. Actually, meron dyan sa may Granada. Ano daw may meriendahin mamaya pagkatapos ng game. For Ateneo, also a new face coming in, Charo Soriano. Seeing her first action, she's at the front line. And here is Phil Kainglet, the captain. She will be putting it in play dito po sa ating set number 2. Kainglet scored heavily no ating first set, ha? More than half of the output of the whole Ateneo squad probably came from Phil Kainglet. And the first point belongs to the Philippine Army, courtesy of Rachel Andakis. Ito si Ruby De Leon.
Ito rin yung may short stab na serve.
Oo, pero yun yung talagang malapit na sa line pag nag-serve. Here's De Leon now. Too near the net. Eliza Valdez tries to put it away. Mayat Carolino goes to the other side for Rachel Andakis. Dakis 2, Ateneo 0.
So far, it's really Tina Salak with 13 excellent sets as against Ferrer's only 5.
Yon.
Dun sa first set na yun, ang layo. Napakalayo.
You have to remember also that Rachel Andakis is actually the reigning finals MVP from the last conference. In fact, the 2 finals MVPs from this year are playing against each other today. Rachel Andakis for the Philippine Army and Jem Ferrer for Ateneo. So 3-0 ngayon para dito sa Philippine Army. A good start here. Wala pa sa harap pa si Nerissa Bautista sa lagay na yan. Ha? Here's Ferrer running after that reception again from Lazaro. Kainglet.
The adjustment of Kainglet.
Right.
Ang layo na nun outside na, and yet she adjusted her position to go for that attack.
Sometimes that's just pure talent. That time, Eliza Valdez is just a pure miss. Trying to go down the line. 4-0 Army. And Eliza Valdez, if it's Fun Family Pizza, it's gotta be Shakey's. You almost forget sometimes as Valdez hits into or hits her face against the net. You almost forget sometimes that Eliza Valdez is only 18 years old. Sa mga hinihingi natin sa kanya. Time out Roger Gorayev, and he doesn't look happy.
Wala sumisira sa laro mo eh. Hindi na yung kalaban mo eh. Ha? Jem, ganito na lang ha. Si Rachel, pag pumapalo doon, kunin nyo yung down the line. Sarado nyo yung down the line. Kasi hindi siya pumapalo dito, puro down the line lang eh. Pag mo sabayan ng talon, Jem, hindi mo maabot. Paunahin mo siya kahit sa clip lang. Ha? Basta kunin nyo yung down the line. Abangan mo lang yung cross court. Ano? Bawal maglaro ng pangas niya.
Konting sermon dito kay Eliza. Tama na rin naman yun.
Well, you know, sa mga coaches kasi, Noel, di bali ka ng ma-block, basta pumapalo ka ng pumapalo.
Right.
Kesa yung nagkakaroon ka ng error on your own.
Hinimas ka agad ni Charo si Eliza. Talagang dadaanan mo yan. Tandaan mo, ito si Eliza Valdez will actually be the heir apparent of Charo Soriano in this team already. And eventually, she will be the captain. Eventually, she will be the team leader. So, ngayon pa lang masanay na siya. Si Charo, nung freshman, dinaanan niya rin yun. Charo started her career off the bench para dito sa kupunan ng Ateneo. Unlike the 4 freshmen that they had before, starter ka agad. Si Herbacio, Ferrer, Kainglet, and Gretchen Ho, they were all immediately starters. So, ito si Eliza, thrust into the limelight ka agad. One of the highly recruited players coming out of high school. So, tama, it's more than just your volleyball skills, pati yung emotional skills.
Maturity mo towards the game. Kasi hindi naman kagad lahat yan. You may be skillful,
Yeah.
pero sometimes you acquire that maturity as you go along the way.
Right. And in the case of Eliza Valdez kasi, it will be required of her, believe it or not, on her rookie year. Na siya kagad ang magiging parang team leader na. Well, of course, Phil Kainglet will always be there, at least for the next 2 years. As Ateneo lapses into a bunch of errors right now. More on our treaties of the Ateneo Lady Eagles when we return. It is 8-1 Philippine Army. At yan po mga kaibigan ang ating schedule right here on the National Broadcasting Network on Sunday at 2 p.m. Vietnam versus Malaysia. Dito lang po sa NBN. And we send it over now to Andre Mulya.
Thanks, Noel. Just a quick update here on the side of the Lady Eagles. Now, Coach Roger knows that his team is actually up against a very experienced team, and but even with that, he actually challenged them and told them that they need to recover right away if they commit any errors. And although he was very frustrated with the turnout of the first set, he still tried to really motivate his girls. Now, he reminded them of how they managed to score against a team like Vietnam and how they won with an excellent comeback against Malaysia. Now, even if things are not falling into place the way he expects it to be, ang challenge sa girls niya, it's now time to show what they're really made of, at hindi raw pwede na magpapabully sila at matatalo sila sa Lady Troopers ng ganito-ganito na lang. So he's expecting the girls to have a good comeback here in the second set. Let's see what will happen, Noel and Mozzie.
Well, that's really going to have to happen here because they're already down by 7 points.
And ang bad news pa, itong si Eliza Valdez, inalis dito sa game so far because mukhang ginagamot siya ng PT. Mukhang may injury niya sa shoulder
naman,
niya.
And that's becoming recurring. And that's actually alarming already for an 18-year-old to have a recurring shoulder injury that actually may require either rest or surgery. Here's Patlongon right now, and the defense of the Philippine Army was just relentless that time as ito si Mayat Carolino is able to get the block point. So Patlongon is back in. 10-2 in favor of the Philippine Army. Makita mo naman lahat sinubukan na ng Ateneo dun. Nakaabang lang talaga ang depensa. And now, Nerissa Bautista is in front now for the Army as Dakis, that remote control serve is returned. Nice dump there from Nervasio, but that was read by Bunag. Bautista gets it across. Here's Ferrer. One-handed set. It's never gonna cross here, but it's still alive.
Thanks to Nerissa Bautista.
Right. Here's Patlongon off the fingertips of Carolino. De Leon sets up Bautista. And Gretchen Ho got a hand on that one.
Nerissa Bautista, even she was able to totally hit the ball.
Right.
Swerte pa rin. Tumama kay Gretchen Ho and it went out.
11-2 right now. Mikasa is the new official game ball of the VLeague Southeast Asian Club Invitational Tournament. More intense rallies and more thrills with the Mikasa MVA 300. Ateneo has gotten another point off a service error. In fact, of the 3 Ateneo points, 2 have come on an Army service error. So that does not bode well for the offense of Ateneo.
Actually, tatlo, Noel. Isa kay Ruby, isa kay Ging Balse, at isa kay...
So lahat ng puntos.
Lahat ng puntos.
Here's Ruby going to Mayet. And that one falls in front of Jem Ferrer. 12-3. Mayat Carolina now to put it in play. In fact, kung si Michelle Carolina is cooling her heels on the bench right now.
And another service error.
So 12 points for the Philippine Army, 4 points for Ateneo, all on service errors. Hervasio now to put it in play. Let's see if Ateneo can actually get some points off their offense. Jump serve coming. Too long.
And the Z, this time, on that service error, sayang.
Right.
Something you don't want to commit when you are down by, medyo malaki-laki na, 9 points.
Lazaro. Ferrer in the air for Kainglet. Bunag gets to it. Here's Mayat Carolino going to Bautista. Nice dig that time by Charo Soriano. Here's Phil Kainglet into the net.
There was some sort of hesitation on Phil on that hit. Kaya mababa na yung bola when she was able to hit the ball.
So 14-4. Philippine Army up by 10 once again. Johan Bunag. Soriano. Ferrer on the dump. Jen Reyes up in the air for Nerissa Bautista off the hands of Charo Soriano. Parang reunited din ito si Charo at si Nerissa Bautista. Charo Soriano was the coach of Ateneo in the first conference, but they went up against Nerissa Bautista and Adamson. Dami ng history nito mga to, no?
Oh, yes.
Running attack, Gretchen Hall. Her mentor looking on and she's not able to get it done. So 16-4. Big lead here for the Philippine Army. Diyan lang po kayo. Kami po yung magbabalik.